In the meantime, South Korean police are now investigating President Yoon for alleged insurrection over his short-lived declaration of martial law. What lies ahead for the troubled South Korean leader? Let's turn to Professor Lee Hee-eun this morning. Hello there, Professor Lee.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning. Would you say President Yoon's call for martial law decree is considered insurrection? Why are there comments that it is?
Right, because under the Criminal Act of Korea, the insurrection is one of the bases for, prosecution for a president. President generally enjoys immunity, but insurrection is the kind of activity that you would incite violence, and particularly in this kind of case where it's a highly politicized event, of course, by sending potentially troops to the National Assembly, and as we heard this morning, arresting officials. That would amount to a cause of violence against the state, which I think in this case would potentially amount to insurrection. So I think the facts need to, of course, be drawn out further, but it appears that as the facts come out more and more, that there seems to be a case potentially for some criminal prosecution for insurrection. So I think the possibility is relatively high that this case could be pursued by the prosecution against the president for the crime of insurrection.
Well, there were claims that within the prosecution, the martial law declaration amounted to an abuse of power, which is why there is a direct investigation into the case now. But isn't it impossible for a president to be indicted except for treason?
That's right. Under the Korean Constitution, this is Article 87, it provides that the president can only, in terms of insurrection itself, but I'm referring to Article 84 of the Constitution, that the president cannot be charged with any crime except for insurrection or treason. So in this case, if there's an abuse of power or abuse of authority, that is a criminal act, normally that you can apply to public officials. But under the Constitution, the president enjoys immunity. So in this case, the only two crimes that the president can be prosecuted for while he's in office is insurrection or treason.
Well, the impeachment vote is taking place tomorrow here in South Korea on Saturday. A two-thirds of majority is required to pass the motion, as we all know, now, which would need support from at least 8 lawmakers from the ruling party. Now, can the opposition push for another round of impeachment motion if it's not passed tomorrow?
Well, the situation, as you know, is very fluid.
Right.
Last night, we heard that maybe the ruling party, PPP, would not vote in favor of impeachment. But this morning, as we heard, as you reported,
right,
it seems like they're going to vote maybe potentially in favor of it. But if they do vote against it for whatever reason,